Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Yes, yes, you're now tuning into the Rare Podcast. Of course, I'm your host of the most, NK, aka the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour, and we are back for another edition of the Rare Podcast. And it's another solo session, man. Do you know what? The reception of the last solo episode I did was really good. So I decided, you know what? Let me do another one, man. So it's gonna be me yapping, but it's gonna be me coming home. It's gonna be me returning to, home. I've been talking a lot about music and big up the guests I've had. Big up, Melissa, Flashy Silla, Fanola, Kinetic. But it's been a very music heavy start to the year. And I kind of want to get back to my roots, man. First and foremost, I am an anime fan. And anime fans have been eating. So, like, yeah, man, this episode's going to be for my anime fans. But before we get to that, we like to do a little segment called Rare Moment of the Week. Rare Moment of the Week is where I spotlight a creative or someone or something that I feel deserves the accolades, deserves the attention. And I know I said this is going to be an anime episode, but, to scratch that musical itch, it's going to be two artists today. Since I'm alone, I'm going to do two. But these two kind of come in as a package. They don't make work together, but they're of the similar vibe, a similar vein. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about two artists. One artist called Lucille and one artist called Bunny. Lucille and Bunny are, if I was to describe them, they make very much angsty teenage rock music to a degree. They're very much influenced by, they very much give off the vibe, of like an XSS Tentacion, but with that new metal feel of the 2000s. And like, you've got the, edgy, angsty lyrics that you'd hear from like an XSS Tentacion, from a Trippie Redd and songs like Take a Walk. But, you've got people singing, playing guitar, playing drums. But the songs are very, very raw. The production isn't crazy. The mixing isn't top quality, but that's what I like to it. That's what I like about it. It's got that edginess. It's got that rawness. It's got that grittiness, that, teenage angst that, we all go to rock music for. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to categorize them as like the same type of rock as Metallica. It's very much new age. It's very much influenced by, I'd say, like I said, it very much gives XSS Tentacion vibes, but more instrumentation. Like Bunny straight up plays the guitar. Lucille has a lot of heavy drums. Lucille's performances are a lot harsher than Bunny's. Even though they're of the same vein, I'd say Bunny can sometimes pick more light production, and it's kind of the juxtaposition of like the lighter production, the softer production, versus like, the pretty, depressing lyrics. But yeah, I feel like definitely, these songs would definitely be a part of like, AMVs and, video game soundtracks. So yeah, man, big up Lucille, big up Bunny. And the reason why I wanted to spotlight those two in particular, because they very much tie in to like the main topic of the episode. So yeah, man, that's been my rare moment of the week. Today, man, like I said, I want to talk about anime, man, and I think I want to talk about a series that has hit the streets. So here, a series that's kind of controversial, but a series that very much I enjoy. I want to talk about Netflix's Devil May Cry adaptation. Yes, Netflix have released an anime adaptation of the popular video game franchise Devil May Cry. And I'm going to say this. Devil May Cry, the anime, is a love letter to AMVs. If you were a kid in the 2000s who got into anime and went on YouTube, you remember AMVs, anime music videos. You remember Linkin Park, Linkin Park. Just let me scratch that. Let me start that again, because our last resort is Papa Roach. I'm not going to disrespect. If you were a kid in the early 2000s watching anime, you remember going on YouTube, typing in AMVs, seeing Last Resort from Papa Roach, seeing Linkin Park, seeing Dragon Ball Z and Linkin Park, seeing Papa Roach and Naruto, seeing Chop Suey and Beyblade, for example. AMVs were very much the lifeblood of early anime fandom in the 2000s. And this Devil May Cry soundtrack speaks to that. The moment they had Limp Bizkit rolling as the opening, I said, ooh, we've got something here. We're cooking here. I think Devil May Cry is one of those anime where it's just incredibly fun to watch. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not a profound piece of, television. It's not necessarily on the level of other video game adaptations like Arcane in terms of like, the story it's telling. But it's just good old fun. And I know there's a bit of controversy with the series because a lot of fans of the original game are quite upset. They don't think it's a faithful adaptation. They don't think the Devil May Cry anime, perfectly captures the characters, the lovable characters of the Devil May Cry video game series. And I'm in two minds about this. Not because I have any I had any expectations of the anime, because frankly I didn't play the games, even though I'd heard of them. But it comes to it brings a question forward of like, what is a good adaptation? Is a good adaptation a translation, a direct translation of the original work, or is a good adaptation something that takes the essence of the original work and recontextualizes it in a new medium? What is a good adaptation? And for me, this, as someone who's not played the Devil May Cry games, as someone who's barely familiar with the franchise, this anime genuinely has gotten me to consider purchasing the games. I'm looking at my PlayStation store right now and I'm like, I'm buying Devil May Cry 5. Or I'm buying number 4, the first one of Nero, because I'm not going that far back into the PS2 days, because, boy, them graphics did not age well. And you can get away with it at games like Kingdom Hearts, but when a game is going for semi-realism with their characters, yeah, them PS2 games don't age well. But I digress. A lot of people wanted Devil May Cry to be like a retelling of the story that they saw in the games. And I hear it. As somebody who's been an anime fan for years, one thing I hate is filler. One thing I hate is unfaithful adaptations. But then we have to start questioning, like, what is the purpose of an adaptation? Is the adaptation meant to be a direct translation of the original work? Is an adaptation meant to be something that, presents the work to a new audience? And the Devil May Cry Netflix series has definitely done that. I've seen people who have never engaged with the Devil May Cry series, who have never even heard of the Devil May Cry games, not only love the series, but express curiosity in, playing the games. But on the flip side, it's like, yeah, it's all fine and dandy, new people getting into the work, but does that mean anything when the work that they're first engaging with isn't reflective of the work's true essence, isn't reflective of what the Devil May Cry series is truly about? It's kind of, a lot of fans think this is like a bastardization of the series. A lot of fans think this is a watered down version of the series. It's not true to the essence of the series. So when they transition from the Netflix series to the game, they'll have different, expectations. They'll go in with the preconceived notion of Dante being a certain way in a TV series and impose those expectations onto the game, which is their original work. It's interesting, but for me, I can't speak from that perspective. I can only speak from the perspective of somebody who hasn't engaged with the Devil May Cry franchise and has watched the Netflix series for the very first time. And honestly, I enjoyed my time with it. But like I said, man, the AMV culture, man. This, like, they had Limp Bizkit, just the soundtrack itself. They had Limp Bizkit. They had Rage Against the Machine. They had Papa Roach. They had Evanescence. Like, honestly, man, we need to bring back AMV culture. To be fair, we do have AMV culture right now. It's called TikTok edits. These TikTok anime edits be going crazy. Some of these edits I'm seeing, oh my gosh. And you need to use these Devil May Cry clips for sure. But this brings me on to a wider point of, even though this, we'll get back to anime in a sec. Netflix, particularly, have been absolutely killing it with the video game adaptations. You've just got Devil May Cry. We've got Arcane. We've got my personal favorite, Castlevania, and then Castlevania Nocturne, which is slept on. Castlevania Nocturne is slept on. I haven't watched the show, but I've heard great things about Cyberpunk. Yo, are we experiencing a golden age of video game adaptations? I heard great things about Sonic 3, and you still need to watch it. I know I'm late to the party, but are we experiencing a video game adaptation golden era, a renaissance? Because these guys are cooking. And let's just talk about this. The quality of animation, particularly with two shows, Castlevania and Arcane, in terms of animation quality, gold standard. Gold standard right there. My God. Yeah, man, Netflix are cooking. And yeah, I'm just excited to see, you know, another season. It's already been confirmed that Devil May Cry is getting a second season. And boy, they teased Virgil at the end. And like I said, I have a very like tangential relationship with the Devil May Cry series. Devil May Cry characters have appeared in games like Marvel vs. Capcom. And it's a franchise I've always been like interested in. But hey, listen, I grew up with a Christian mother. She was never gonna let me play a game called Devil May Cry as a kid. It just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. But regardless, man. But yeah, man, let's talk about anime, man. Let's talk about anime. Anime has seen an explosion in popularity over, I'd say, the last decade or so. And right now, like, the new anime on the block is Solo Leveling, which I haven't watched. I can't lie, I haven't watched. And the reason why I ain't watched Solo Leveling, I'll be transparent with you guys, is because at first it didn't appeal to me. I remember hearing about Solo Leveling when it was on manhwa. And it just seemed like a dumb power fantasy. Now, before you kill me in the comment section, I know I'm a shonen battle manga fan, so this should be right up my alley. But at the time, I was just like, I was in my hipster pretentious bag. Let me not lie. I was being the hipster. I was being pretentious. I was like, I don't know about this. I can't lie. Some of the clips I'm seeing, yeah, man, looking serious. So Solo Leveling is one that I would definitely want to watch. But there's an anime, right? It's an anime, you know, that ever since I watched this second season has been imprinted in my brain. I haven't forgotten about this. And I know the manga's ended and people aren't happy with the ending of the manga and their fan base love to spoil the entire story because I pretty much know the events of the manga. Thank you, guys. But I don't give a heck. I adore Jujutsu Kaisen. Season 2 is still stuck in my head. I don't think we appreciated, yeah, at the time, how peak fiction season 2 Jujutsu Kaisen was. I know the manga reason was telling us about Shibuya incident. I get it. But the animation quality, yes. MAPPA overworked their staff. I will say it again. MAPPA overworked their staff, and their staff should be put under better conditions to animate their shows, and the series should have gotten way more time to cook. I'm not disputing that. I'm not condoning that. Even though I'm about to praise the animation quality of the series. MAPPA, treat your employers better. Treat your animators better. The anime industry has a problem with exploiting its animators and it needs to stop. Having said all of that, people are sleeping on, like, season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen was so peak that a fight like Mahito versus Mekamaru is slept on. I'm telling you this. Not a lot of anime have a fight on the quality of Mahito versus Mekamaru in their catalog. That fight was peak. And that was just an introduction fight. That was just like a let's get it started fight. I don't think I've seen an arc, yeah, like the Shibuya incident, where there is peak after peak after peak after peak after peak in quick succession. I'm a Naruto stan. Top 3 of all time. Tuning exams didn't have peak like that back to back consecutively. Listen to the words I'm saying. The tuning exams is a top tier peak of the peak shonen battle manga arc. I'm talking about anime here. The animes did not contain peak back-to-back fights like the Shibuya incident. It didn't happen like that. Nope, 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 nope. We went from Jogo versus Sukuna. Same time that's happening. At the same time, Megumi versus Toji Fushiguro is happening. Then right after that, we get Sukuna versus Mahoraga. So listen, let me be serious here. Sukuna versus Mahoraga. There is one scene that is stuck in my mind. There is one scene that it can't escape my brain. I'ma just put the clip here. I'ma say it in Japanese. Fukuma Mizushi, malevolent shrine. Yori think. Look, you see that malevolent shrine scene? It's the animation. It's the music. Just it's when the music stops and all you hear is Sukuna's voice, and then the choir comes right back in for the malevolent shrine. That scene. It's been enough time. I've let it marinate. That's a top 10 anime scene for me. Just a pure scene. Sukuna malevolent. One arc alone. I'm a Sukuna stan. One arc did it. Like, I think, yeah, people praise the Shibuya incident. Don't get me wrong, it was gas. I'm not even gonna say, oh, like people didn't appreciate it that much. I just think the bar in terms of what an arc can be in 2020, in the 2020s and modern day shonen, it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, it's definitely better than other shonen arcs, because the way shonen battle manga pace these days are different. Do you know what I'm saying? They're a lot more concise. They have less time to get things done, so you have to do things quickly, right? But it's up there. It's up there for me. Dark Tournament, Soul Society, Tuning Exam, Sasuke Retrieval Arc, Paid Invasion. It's up there. In terms of top tier battle shonen arcs, oh my god. Yeah, man, I really just wanted to just praise Jujutsu Kaisen again, because I don't think I gave it its accolades on pod. I don't think I've been on the microphone and said, yeah, like this is peak fiction. Boy, and let me put out the camera, yeah? Let me put out the camera. You My Hero Academia fans that got too big for your boots, that were telling me My Hero Academia is the anti-Naruto is gonna take over. Huh? I ain't forgotten about you lot. I remember when My Hero Academia first drops. And I remember some of the diabolical, blasphemous discourse that was occurring. Oh, the first 60 episodes of My Hero versus the first 60 episodes of Naruto. How dare you? How dare you? Jujutsu Kaisen. We could have a conversation. You, My Hero fans, got way too big for your boots. How? I was hearing takes like the sports, that little sports tournament thing. Sports tournament or whatever it's called. Is tuning exam level. Excuse me? Excuse me? No. We can't do that. But this ain't me even trying to dunk on My Hero. I just had to get that off my chest, because how rude, how dare you, how inconsiderate, how premature. We can't be doing that. But yeah, man, I want to talk about nostalgia, man. I remember I've given my praise for, like, when it comes to top nostalgia anime, I'm talking about anime that when you was a kid, you didn't even deep what anime was, but you were watching. I'm talking the Yugiohs, the Beyblades, the Pokemons, the Digimons, the Bakugans, the Metabots. Metabots is underrated. And hey, I'll say this on camera. Mew Mew Power was gas. Mew Mew Power was gas. Spider Riders. Huh. What you might know about Spider Riders? Yeah, the anime was ass. But the opening though. But I'm made to say this. I'm gonna look into the camera and say this. Digimon was better than Pokemon. Yep. Digimon was better than Pokemon. I think the things that Pokemon had over it, right? Pokemon had better animation consistently because Digimon's animation, they were reusing the same animation a lot in episodes. They were reusing clips. The movement wasn't great. Like Pokemon had better animation, had better opening. Debatable. More iconic opening. I don't know about better. More iconic opening. You see Digimon. Let me talk to you about Digimon Season 1, Digimon 01 Adventure, Digimon 2 Adventure, Digimon Tamers. I don't like Data Squad like that. I think Marcus punching mega level Digimon is stupid, but for you Digimon Data Squad fans, I threw you a bone. See Digimon, the story, the characters. What do you know about Kai? What do you know about Matt? What do you know about TK? And listen, I'm so sorry. You see the transformations? Agumon Digivolve 2. Oh, stop playing. Pokemon could never. I don't care about Raichu. I don't care about these man. What's a Mewtwo to a War Greymon? Like it's chalk and cheese. What's a Mewtwo? What's a legendary Pokemon to a mega level Digimon? And don't even get me started on DNA Digivolving. What? Greymon and Garurumon. DNA Digivolving. Stop playing. Digimon was the truth. Digimon. Okay, let me get the fact. Let me actually speak. Let me actually use words. Let me actually use language. The thing about Digimon that I liked, right, was that one, it felt like it was a complete story in terms of like they were stuck in the digital world. There were humans being stuck in the digital world. The show actually had stakes. The thing about Pokemon, right? And Pokemon is like one long spanning adventure, right? It's kind of like Ash would get to, a gym, he'd lose, gain some Pokemon, eventually defeat that gym, and then lose to Paul. Right? That was basically like the cycle of Pokemon. Like for every 2 steps forwards Ash took, he took a step back. Digimon, bro, the stakes were high. These men were stuck in the digital world. Let's talk about O2. The Digimon Emperor was capturing Digimon and making them his slaves. It was real things. And let's not even get started on the Digimon movie. Let's not even get started on peak fiction like that. What? Like, Digimon was serious. Like, and even the evolutions. Now, let's talk about the evolutions. I'm sorry. Angie Woman. Oh my God. Impyudramon. Like, stop it. Skull Greymon. Oh, stop it. Like, it was, I'm sorry, that Agumon Digivolve 2. Nah. And then O2. Digimon Jack. Stop it. Digimon needs disrespect. I feel like it gets disrespected too much. I feel like the whole thing of, oh my God, it's a Pokemon clone, it's disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. Because Digimon actually had a progressing plot. The stakes were a lot higher. The evolutions were crazier. It's just Pokemon had the more consistent animation. I'll give it that. Digimon, in terms of like watching it from like a battle shonen perspective, some of the fights were ass. Not because of their narrative implications, just simply from a purely animation effects perspective. Like the animation was super limited. But you know what? That's even a credit to the writing of the show. Because despite the animation being so limited, them fights were engaging. You couldn't tell me when these men unlocked a new evolution, it wasn't gas. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me when these man went from champion level Digimon to mega level. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. In terms of my nostalgia big three, right? My personal, just nostalgia big three. It's Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, Digimon. And when I talk about Beyblade, I'm not talking about Jenga. That's you, man. That's you new, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's you new, man. I'm not talking about Jenga. When I talk about Beyblade, I'm talking about Tyson. I'm talking about Ray. I'm talking about Kai. Yeah. I'm talking about Max. I'm talking about Daichi. I'm talking about Kenny. The Blade Breakers. Yeah. BBA Revolution. Yeah. I'm talking about Tyson versus Kai at the end of G Revolution. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about Kai versus Brooklyn, G Revolution, Tyson versus Tala at the end of Beyblade Season 1. When it comes to the Beyblade thing, do the knowledge. I'm not talking about you new gens, you Metal Fusion dons. Boo, 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 boo! I'm not talking about Ryuga. To be fair, Ryuga's cold. I'm not gonna lie, Ryuga was cold. Ryuga and Jinga, fairs. I'm not talking about Rock Leon. I'm not talking about none of them, man. I don't even chat to me about Burst. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about G Revolution. And we're gonna stick on the big three, on the nostalgia big three. You man need to start putting respect on Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. I'm tired of the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds disrespect. I'm saying I like Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds more than GX. It's hot take day today. I'm by myself. I like Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds more than GX. I hated Jaden Yuki. I'm a Jaden Yuki hater. I don't like this breath. I don't like him. Never had, never will. I don't rate Chaz. I don't rate none of these, man. But look, actually, there was a couple cold guys in I don't even rate the Elemental Hero deck. I don't rate that deck. I don't rate. This is a G. Oh my God, I'm about to get flamed. I know I'm going to get flamed. But it is what it is. Jaden Yuki was not my guy. He was cold. Cold duelist. I was rooting on his downfall all the time. And you know what? I know why. I wasn't ready to let go of the Pharaoh. I wasn't ready to let go of the Pharaoh. I wasn't. Listen, people will talk about Mufasa getting dropped by Scar and Lion King. People will talk about, real tragic moments when it comes to their TV shows, when it comes to their movies. As a kid, my shed a thug tear moment. You see in the end of Yu-Gi-Oh, when a Tem did the thumbs up, I walked into the light, brother. I wasn't ready. I even hated Yugi because I was like, why would you do that? A real nigga's gone now. I can't function. I wasn't ready to move on. And then you see the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX where Jada bumps into Yugi and he gives him a wing Karibo and Yugi walks off. I was like, don't go anywhere. I'm not ready. Who's this new nigga? Who the fuck's this nigga? No, Elemental Hero Sparkplug, Elemental Hero Neos. If you don't bring back Dark Magician now, and this is why I rate Yusei Fudo. If you compare the ace monsters of the original three, Yusei has the best. Stardust Dragon is the coldest. It's better than Dark Magician. Oh. Is Stardust Dragon better than Dark Magician? For the sake of agenda, I'm going to say yes. Stardust Dragon's better than Dark Magician. Stardust Dragon is better than any elemental hero you put me. Elemental hero Neos? Stop that, man. This man didn't even have rivals. Man said his rival was man like Chaz. That's your rival. When you've got real guys like Seto Kaiba. Stop. Want to talk about you? Yusei and Jack had a real feud. Yusei and Jack. Oh my God. What a rivalry. Jack, these man grew up in the slums, yeah? These man were in the slums. Jack took his bike. Jack took his card and dipped. Jack took his bike and card and dip and left all of the man them in the slums for him to be living the high life. For him to be considered the best dueler in the world when you've got my cards and you stole my bikes. Elite storyline. Elite storyline. No, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is proper. It's proper. It needs its respect. It needs its respect. I'm telling you, this is... I'm home. I told you, man, this episode, I'm coming home. It's going to be an anime session today, man. Nah, man, you say food... Oh, aura. Aura. I ain't watched none of... And one thing I'll say about the three guys, Jaden's included, real men. Real men. Real men. These new Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters, they're not doing it for me. And yes, I sound like an old head. I know. That's why I had to start with the Jujutsu Kaisen glaze. I had to show you, man, I'm still in touch with, you know, the new gen stuff. But, nah, man. Peak, man. Peak Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Peak. Do you know what anime? I'm gonna have to start reading the manga. I wanna love Blue Lock. Season 1's peak. That animation in season 2, trash until the clips of the last episode. But I can't do that. But am I a hypocrite? Because I've been rewatching Naruto, right? Since Naruto's on Netflix now, everything's on Netflix. The first part 1 Naruto, all of it's on Netflix, right? I've been rewatching, right? Enjoying my rewatch, peak. Some of the animation in the early fight scenes, my God. Oh, they weren't good. Oh, some of the. I mean, to be fair, it's like that anime is like what, 03? Tuning exams probably came out 04. So it's an unfair standard to compare it to like modern day shonen. But because I was young, I wasn't able to notice like the, you know, reused animation, you know, some of the poor animation choices here and there. Like Naruto is very much a series of peaks and troughs when it comes to animation quality. The peaks will be peaking, but hey, the troughs, try. But I say all that to say that PNG lock, Blue Lock, I can't condone that, man. And the story's peak. I love it. Can't condone it, man. But what you man say? Like, should I just firm season 2? Like, let me know. Should I firm season 2 of Blue Lock, even though these men are using Photoshop PNGs to disguise animation? Cause it's horrible. I tried 4 episodes of Blue Lock season 2. I said, I'm invested in the characters, but I might as well read the manga at this point, because that's what you're giving me. You're giving me moving frames. It's ridiculous. I can't condone that. It's crazy. It's peak, man. It's getting serious, lad. It's getting serious. But another topic I want to discuss. Yeah, man. Like another topic I want to discuss. Top 5 English dubs. Top 5 English dubs. Yeah. These are anime I think either have impeccable English dubs, or in my opinion, the optimum way to consume this anime is via English dub. Let's talk about it. Do I have 5? That's a good question. I have 3. I have 4. Don't know about the 5th one. This isn't top 5. This is just purely nostalgia. Right? I'll say this. Number 5 is purely nostalgia. Naruto. I cannot watch Naruto in English dub. I can't watch. Let me rephrase that. Number 5 is Naruto. I'm not saying Naruto is the best dub of all time. Absolutely not. And I'm being very clear. I mean part 1 Naruto. I can only watch that in dub. It's a nostalgia thing. In Shippuden I have to watch sub. Part 1, I can only watch dub. I can't watch part 1 in sub. It don't hit the same. Like when I watch the tuning exam and I see Rock Lee versus Gaara, Guy Sensei, please let this work. It is now or never. Like, I have to hear that. I can't watch Rock Lee and Gaara and sub. But that one, you can get me out of there for that one. The next four, though, next four, peak. Number 4, Hellsing Ultimate. Must watch in English. Must watch. Must watch English dub. And not get me wrong, I've heard the Japanese sub. It's crazy. Crazy. Sub is crazy. However, the authenticity. Hellsing Ultimate is a series that's very much set in London, in Europe, right? And a lot of the accents are on point. The British accents these are the best British accents I've heard in anime. They sound like real British people, except for Sarah's Victoria. Don't know. But Sir Integra Fairbrooks Wingate's Hellsing. Walter Domalier. But my personal favourite. Father Anderson, the Scottish accent. Father Anderson, Scottish accent. Oh, stop it. That one is authenticity, especially because the series very much involves European characters, involves German characters, it involves Spanish characters, it involves British characters, and hearing like authentic accents, at least from the British part. Because, I'm not German, I can't speak to the authenticity of the Major's accent, even though the Major in that series, his speech, ladies and gentlemen, I like war. I love war. I like blitzkriegs. I like last battalions. I like, oh my. Hellsing Ultimate, must watch in English. Must watch. Non-negotiable. You have to. Have to watch the Hellsing Ultimate in English. What's that, number 4, yeah? Damn, what was my number 2? I'm losing the plot here, lads. Anyways. Number 3. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, sir. That is just peak voice acting. Like, do you know what it is about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, yeah? There's not much to say about it in terms of his voice acting. It's just, Full Metal Alchemist is one of these animes where I think it's just so good that it almost gets boring to describe. It's hard to explain. It's like Full Metal Alchemist is like the model student in class. A stars all the time. It's like, okay, cool. You do your job well, cool. But like, and it often gets neglected for anime that have bigger peaks and troughs. It's kind of like the student in school, right? He reads his books, does their job. But the student that will get an A star but then drop to a C gets more attention because their movement is more dynamic. Do you know what I'm saying? Pause. That was crazy. That was crazy. Why did I do that? I don't know. Oh my god. See, this is what happens. I don't have a guess. Just no structure. I'm just wilding. But yeah. Yeah, I think Full Metal Alchemist is just so consistently good. Do you know what I'm saying? That it kind of gets ignored. It's like, oh, yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is good. But damn, Naruto Chunin exam was peak, but the fourth grade Ninja War was trash. Do you feel me? I keep bringing up Naruto. I'm a Naruto stan. Sue me. But yeah, do you know what? This might be a top 4. I can't lie. This might be a top 4 because I really forgot about my number 2. My number 1. I know my number 1 is. Placeholder, I put Death Note. Okay, I'll bump Full Metal Alchemist up to number 2 and I'll put Death Note as a placeholder for number 3. It's all over the gaff. I had a list and I just completely forgot it. But number 1, and this is the part that's important. The best English dub of all time, for me personally, this is me, NK, the best English dub of all time is, drumroll please, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho. And you know why? Because Yu Yu Hakusho is the perfect adaptation, right? What I mean by the perfect adaptation, it's not a direct translation. I'm sure it's not a direct translation of the original Japanese text, right? Not in terms of the storyline, just in terms of the way the dialogue flows. Yusuke is very much Americanized in his band art, in his lingo, in his slang, right? But it's so fitting of the character. The insults in Yu Yu Hakusho are 10 out of 10. In terms of like voice acting quality, in terms of being, the most emotional performances, no, there's other anime that are better in it. But in terms of the script writing, the localization of the series Yu Yu Hakusho is top tier. That anime is genuinely hilarious. Like from a dialogue perspective, not from a gag perspective, from just a written perspective, 10 out of 10. If I'm gonna just play a clip here, because Yusuke's quips, are hilarious. Like the banter between Hiei and Kurama. Oh my god, like Yu Yu Hakusho is an anime I can't fathom watching that in Japanese. I don't care how good the voice acting is in Japanese. I don't care how good the sub is. I can't fathom watching it in sub. It's just so clear in English. It's just so clear in English. But yeah, man, Yu Yu Hakusho is up there, man. So I'll say the top 4 is my top 4 dubs, right? Top 4 dubs. To bring some structure to this. Top 4 dubs. Hellsing Ultimate. No, Naruto, Hellsing Ultimate, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Yu Yu Hakusho. And again, I'll clarify, Naruto is very much there because of what? Say it with me, nostalgia. Yes. But let me even give you guys my anime origin story before I go. Anime origin story. Let me tell you guys how NK, Too Sweet to Be Sour, got into anime. And it's funny because the anime journey for me was very interesting. Like, I got into anime before I knew it was anime, right? I know that sounds like, oh my God, look at this guy, hipster, before the party, right? Yes, but I'm not trying to be. So, I didn't have Sky growing up, right? I got into Toonami late, right? So, I didn't have access to Dragon Ball Z early. I did watch Dragon Ball Z, but that was way later. So, I was like, damn, I felt left out. Because all the kids in school were doing Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, I felt left out. But, shout out to CITV. Big shout out to CITV. They were showing Beyblade. They were showing Yugioh. You know what I'm saying? They were showing... Dinosaur King came later, but they were showing, Metabots. And I was like, these shows kind of look like Dragon Ball Z. I didn't know what anime was. I didn't know, the art style. I just knew that they looked visually similar to Dragon Ball Z. So I was like, okay, I might as well get in with this one. Big up Sonic X. Big up Sonic X. So I started watching Beyblade. Started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I realized, hold on. These shows are different. The energy in these shows are different. The stakes are different. Big up Kid Next Door, right? Big up Dexter's Laboratory. Big up all of these cartoons. No disrespect. I mean, it's no disrespect because they're different things. They're different shows that do different things. Even bring up Jackie Chan Adventures, Cold Show, or Kim Possible. I digress. Them shows will have dramatic moments, right? Them shows will have dramatic moments. Them show ain't have near a moment as dramatic as Kaiba telling Yugi, I'm gonna jump off this bridge if you don't let me win this duel. I don't think you understand. Anime was different. The stakes were different. Kaiba in season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Never forget this. This is how Kaiba's the definition of you don't understand how much this means to me. He got himself on the ledge at Duelist Kingdom. He told Yugi, if you strike me with that card, I'm gonna fall off this bridge. I'm gonna save my brother Mokuba. I'm willing to die for it. You talk about, I'm gonna die on the line. Kaiba said, I'm here. If you throw that card, I'm gonna fall off this bridge. I don't know the funny part is, Yugi said, I'm gonna do it. It took the man to be like, yo, Atem, chill. But they didn't know it was Atem at the time. But they told him, yo, chill. Even Yugi was looking at the pharaoh being like, yo, my bro, you didn't have to go that far. Let's talk about Beyblade. Bro. Kai got put in a coma after he faced Brooklyn. He was in a coma. No, sorry. Tyler got put in a coma. Man, they were getting put in comas after Beyblades. Even, I'm going to give you Metal Fusion fans something. Bro, Jenga and Ryuga were going crazy. Blowing off stadiums. They were going insane. The stakes were different. Digimon. What? Man, them were trapped in a real digital world. We were seeing Digimon die. So what I say all of this to say, I'm going on a monologue to say, the reason why I became an anime fan was because I knew, okay, these cartoons with the massive eyes, because that's all I knew about them as a kid, the stakes are different. And when I eventually got a computer, I went on YouTube and started watching Dragon Ball Z. What do you know about watching TV shows on YouTube? Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Episode 5, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 on YouTube. You man don't know. For the guys who know, for the guys and girls who know, we know. That's how I watched Dragon Ball Z. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. When I eventually got to that, when I saw Frieza blow up Krillin, I said, nah, these shows are different. But like I said, the show that really cemented me as an anime fan was Naruto. I remember being in France, right? Pick up my cousin Abel. Being in France. He had Naruto, he had Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Not Ultimate Ninja Storm, Ultimate Ninja. I think Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, right? And I remember, this is when I fresh watched Dragon Ball Z. Fresh just finished the Buu Saga. So obviously, Dragon Ball Z stan, rare tear. So I go to his house, and I'm like, like, you got Tenkaichi? He's like, nah, I got Naruto. What the hell is this Naruto thing? I see Naruto, automatically, you know, as a kid, this is fake Dragon Ball Z. And he's like, nah, man, it's different. So I'm playing Ultimate Ninja, and I'm like, this is cold still. He played as a Orochimaru, and I can't lie, Orochimaru terrified me. What? Don't sit here and pretend like Orochimaru didn't scare you. Orochimaru was terrified. And then he's like, nah, man, Naruto's cold. Funny enough, I think like a day later, turn on the TV. What's the first fight I see? I swear to God, the first Naruto fight I ever watched was Naruto versus Sasuke Part 1. The first fight I ever watched was Naruto versus Sasuke Part 1. And the first clip I ever see is Naruto. It's when Naruto awakens his first tail. And he's on the water like this. And I'm like, these men are scrapping. And then my cousin's like to me, you know they're boys? I'm like, there's no way. What, is it a Goku and Vegeta thing? No. It's like, nah, like they started off as brethren. See, when I got back home from France, because we had just gotten a computer in my house, innit? Big up Mumsy. She just ordered the package, ordered the computer. www.narutoget.com. If you know, you know. www.narutoget.com. I got to watching. Year 5. Summer of year 5. Started watching Naruto. See, when I got to year 6, no. Summer of year 5, started watching Naruto. When I got to year 6, but more importantly, when I got to year 7, Shippuden, I was there. And not only was I there, I'd already transitioned to the sub. I didn't have patience. You man don't understand, yeah, what it was like, yeah. Some of you man are too young. You don't understand what it was like, yeah. Reading and watching Pain and Invasion when you're in school. You man don't understand experiencing Jiraiya dying when you were in school, bro. Big up Josh. Josh knows. Josh knows. Josh, Gideon, Bear these man. We know. We came into school. Prince, Gary, Rickon. Shout out to the man them in school. You man don't know what it was like to read Jiraiya's death when you're in school, bro. You see that sign flow opening? It gave me nightmares because I knew something bad was gonna happen. You see when Jiraiya told Tsunade, I'm not coming, like, when they had that little back and forth speech about, yeah, like, you was always mine, like, you know, I've always loved you, rare tear. I said, I know something bad's gonna happen. You man don't understand what it was like reading Naruto week to week, bro. It's a different feeling. Like, you JJK fans know it. Because the way you man like were hyping up certain chapters, like I can tell the JJK chapter releases were a thing. You man don't understand, yeah. Waking up reading Naruto chapters, Bleach chapters, One Piece chapters, then going to Attack on Titan chapters, early Attack on Titan chapters, then reading Toriko, then reading Maggie. Like, there were, and again, I know it's nostalgia, I know, because there's hella content now, but watching and reading the big three in its prime, you don't get it, man. You don't get it, man. You don't get it. You get it, but you don't get it. I don't think you understand. When the Obito Toby reveal was something me and the man that were debating for years. For years. For years. I'm dead serious, lad. I'm dead serious. This shit means something to me, man. Oh. And to bring it back full circles, you man don't understand how gas it was to see Naruto versus Pain, then go on YouTube, then watch the AMV. Linkin Park, What I've Done. Oh. The feeling, man. The feeling. And it's nostalgia. It is. I'm 100% transparent. It's nostalgia. Because in terms of global popularity, in terms of reach, and even in terms of some of the quality of these battle shonen that let me not say battle shonen. Let me not say battle shonen. But in terms of the quality of a lot of these anime that are coming out, regardless of demographic, regardless of categorization, because battle shonen is not a genre, it's a demographic. But regardless of demographic, peak. Too much peak. Too much peak has been released. Too much peak. But man, oh man. It's different, man. It's different. I'm not gonna say you man's generation ain't good. I'm not gonna say all of that. I'm just gonna say, like, the big three era, and even some of the manga underneath the big three. Like, let me even go to hidden gems of the era, because I feel like there's so many hidden gems. Who remembers K? Who remembers K? For those of you, K, Batum, Maggie. What? Devil Survivor. Danganronpa. The first season. I know Danganronpa's an adaptation from the game, same as Devil Survivor, but still. What? Super underrated pick. Dude, for the man them that know, for the man them that are watching anime, right, in the late 2000s, I'll give you early 2010s. What do you know about Funimation? I'm not talking about Funimation YouTube channel. Yeah? Again, the way I used to watch Funimation's YouTube channel used to be the plug. Funimation's YouTube channel used to have like full series of anime on their YouTube channel. They had Eden of the East, Darker Than Black, Nobari no Uo, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. Stop playing. Funimation's YouTube channel was like the gold mine into like slept on, kind of obscure, underrated anime, bro. That's how I watched Air Gear. I watched Air Gear in its entirety on Funimation's YouTube channel. And that's another thing. You man, because of the popularity of anime these days, you man don't know the pain of watching season 1 of an anime and it never getting a season 2. Air Gear ends on a goddamn cliffhanger. We never got a season 2. Are we being for real? Maggie the Labyrinth of Magic ended on season 2. We never got a season 3. You man don't know pain. You man don't know pain. There are bare anime out there that Batum never got a season 2. You man don't know pain. You man don't know pain. Like, be grateful in the Crunchyroll era that we're in, that anime are getting a season 2. But yeah, man. Boy, oh boy. This has been a nostalgia. It's been a needed nostalgia trip. You know what? Like, it felt like a therapy session. It felt like a vent. And these sessions always feel like therapy sessions. They're rambly. They're all over the place, but they're fun to do, and I love doing them, man. But yeah, man, this is a great solo episode, man. Comment down below, man, some of your favorite anime moments, some of your favorite anime characters, hot takes. In fact, what would you say? Like, yeah, I want to know all you lot's top five, regardless. It doesn't have to be battle shonen and so on and so forth. And I sound like a battle shonen, purist. Like, I don't read anything else. Like, I do. I just love fights. I do. But you want to talk to me about Vinland Saga, you want to talk to me about Berserk. Beck Mongolian Chop Squad is honestly one of the, in fact, recommendation. If you want something different, I'm doing it again. Okay. I'm revising my list. Revising my list completely. Top 5 English dubs. Naruto at number 5. Naruto at number 5, nostalgia purposes, you know the deal. Number 4, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. Stop playing. Beck Mongolian Chop Squad at number 4. Because the music in that song, I can't listen to them songs in Japanese. I can't. Full moon sway. Crazy. Moon on the Water, that song's crazy. Number 3. Hellsing Ultimate. Naruto, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. Hellsing Ultimate at number 3. Hellsing Ultimate at number 3. At number 2, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And at number 1, we have Yu Yu Hakusho. That's it. Perfect way. Finally, we got there. Guys. We got there. But guys, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help us get to 10K on TikTok. Hay fever's acting up. My nose is a bit stuffy. So if I sound a bit weird on the podcast, yeah. But help us get to 10K on Instagram? I wish. On TikTok. Help us get to 1K on Instagram. Help us get to 10K on TikTok. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Like I said, man, you guys, honestly, the support I've received in the last year has honestly given me the motivation to continue, because I'm telling you guys, there's so many times where I've just thought about packing my bags and wrapping this stuff up. But honestly, appreciate everyone that's liked, that's shared, that's appeared on the show. It means so much to me. But yeah, man, it's been a rare podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces, peace. Have a blessed one.